good. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. I listen while I play my green tambourine. Amy, what you wanna do? Down in the boondocks. Down in the boondocks. Hang on, Snoopy. Snoopy, hang on. I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich. Hey!
Star 64 presents Cincinnati's Rock Legends. Through exclusive interviews and rare footage, it's the stories, music, and events that created the history of rock and roll in Cincinnati. It's the decisions,
At the time, there was always that dichotomy of we're selling out. It was a big thrill, and it was like being sucked up into something you knew you didn't control anymore.
My green tambourine.
the excitement,
Sugary, sugary. Sugary, sugary.
Sugary was actually #1 in Cincinnati for weeks and weeks. And one day I got a call from Dick Clark to come and do his Saturday night Beach Nut show in New York, which was the greatest thing that could ever happen to a young rock and roll singer.
the heartbreak,
Killed the record overnight. Killed it overnight. Killed all of my dreams of being filthy rich.
the legends,
Come on, baby. Let's do the twist.
Little simple lyrics. But you know what? When I wrote the song, I had a gut feeling it was going to be the biggest song ever recorded. And the twist is the biggest song ever been recorded. Can you believe that?
the desperation,
Before that record, it was a life and death situation. I mean, it was really do or die. We knew that if we didn't eventually get a hit, we'd have to break up.
the Beatles in Cincinnati,
We had the hottest act in the world coming to Cincinnati on August 27th. And I mean, the build-up was just incredible.
the beginnings at King Records,
And the company grew in 4 or 5 years. It was the 6th largest company in the country, which was pretty phenomenal, that a small business started in a city like Cincinnati could become that big that quickly.
and the man who brought us that music, Sid Nathan.
He was probably the first person who was responsible for getting black music on white radio stations, in addition to the black stations.
I feel good.
And the man who made the music,
Everybody was going crazy. See, what's the name of this record? Said James Brown. She was not on a record yet. It had never been recorded.
the popularity,
Actually, it was pretty spectacular sometimes, and sometimes it was just a big grind, you know. We felt like we were part of a machine that had nothing to do with us at times.
Amy, what you wanna do?
Well, when you're young, you think everything's going to last forever.
the first hit record,
I remember when I went home that Christmas, about a month later, that's all I heard on the radio. I mean, it was a scalding hot record.
WEBN's album projects,
It was great for the Cincinnati music scene. It was great for the musicians that made the album. It was a pain in the ass for the radio station.
And it's music, sex, and cookies makes my world go round.
the innocence,
I was a senior in high school, and a few days after I graduated, in fact, no, I think it was the very next day after I graduated, I was being on the Dick Clark show for the first time.
I just wanna be exclusively yours.
the huge success,
Hold me, never let me go until you've told.
When I recorded it, I hated it. I hated it.
the funky sound,
We ain't going nowhere till you give up the phone.
I think that's what life is all about. As long as you can still reach for stuff and be creative, you know. When a person is not able to create, I think it's like over.
the one hit,
And all of a sudden, I found myself with a hit. I couldn't believe it happened.
and spent the rest of my life trying to get another one.
The phenomenal guitarist.
Hey, so I've been trying to find you at, know where you's at and whatever. You got a #1 record and this and that. I said, really? Well, that's great.
The music that endures.
Then you can tell me goodbye.
It's like a monster. It just starts taking your life over. You know, you don't really control your life.
The man behind Fraternity Records, Harry Carlson.
Here's a man that in those days most groups and people who were artists never got through all these. He overpaid us. I mean, if you need any money, he went and done it, you know? And that was real rare in those days.
The tragedy that shocked the nation.
It was basically every man and woman for themselves.
I got shoved into this crowd, and the whole time, people, they're pinching you because you're standing on it. There was no way you could, you couldn't do anything about it.
And he took us into this room, and he said, 11 kids have been killed tonight.
It was a horrible, horrible day for rock and roll.
The adoring fans.
You think you're a little god, little 10 gods. And you were. There was nothing you couldn't ask for that you didn't get. You didn't have to pay for anything. People gave you everything you wanted.
The magic moments.
I got a call from Dick Clark's office. And, in those days, that was just the ultimate.
The starving artists.
We were really starved, and we really wanted to be rich, and the bill collectors were really handling us.
And the classic hits.
We went to New York, we recorded Hang On Sloopy, and immediately the producers jumped up and down in the control room, yelling, "Number one, number one!" And we thought that happened every time.
For the next 2 nights, relive Cincinnati's legacy to the world of rock and roll. When we return, the story of King Records and the soulful sounds of Otis Williams, Hank Ballard, and James Brown. When Cincinnati's rock legends continues on Star 64.